What's going on, everybody? Doug Lane here, Fast Lane Car Care. I'm going to take you guys for a little toolbox tour. I've been watching a bunch of them on YouTube to get some organization ideas. I've implemented a few of those. Figure I'll show you guys what I got. I'll flip you around and show you. Right here we got kid's ball that needs inflated, so it's just up there hanging out for now. Top shelf, just kind of a catch-all, miscellaneous stuff, got all kinds of stickers. Over here I got the Harbor Freight Special, whatever you want to call it. That's where I keep my aerosols, brake cleaner and all that. This side got the shop towel, this random dog bone wrench that I hate to get rid of, but honestly they're not very handy. Let's see, we got, this is pretty much another catch-all. Teflon tape, RTV sealant, solder, flux, some spark plugs that I know are good, pipe cutters, spark plug gapper, razor blades, markers. These little guys are pretty cool. Tool marks, tool ID set. Hose clamps. By the way, this is an old Craftsman box. I think my mom got me this for Christmas in probably 2005. So it's been a while. We already went through that drawer. Yeah, the slides are, they're not that great, but as long as you're pulling it out straight, try to push it in straight, it works. Kobalt magnet rail. I prefer this. This one is a Harbor Freight magnet rail. It works, but it's just not quite as good. Husky. 18 to, what is it, like 6 or 7? Yep, 6mm. Skips 14 though, kind of annoying. Random Great Neck 13 that I found in one of my old cars after I bought it. And a Stanley set, well, 3 or 4-piece set. Husky shorties. A couple of these Craftsman ratcheting ones. I've got the bigger ones back here, they don't fit. And then we've got the standard Husky shorty, Husky shorties. A Craftsman combo wrench. Gear wrench, ratcheting wrench set. I like these. These work pretty well. I honestly don't use them very much because I don't really work on anything with SAE very often. And the Husky long set line wrench. It's just a Great Neck, whatever. This pretty much ratchet drawers. This is the only tool I've ever broken. It is it's a master hand. I believe it's an 18-inch, half-inch drive breaker, and I broke it right here. Cracked it. Got a new one warrantied out, and I've had this for probably 10 plus years. Never broken that one, so it's pretty cool. Husky 1/4-inch ratchet, the black oxide when they first started coming out with the black tools, came out of this set. Torque wrench, Husky 1/2-inch, Husky 3/8, master hand 3/8. I really don't like this ratchet very much. I just don't like this top part. This is a 1/4 and 3/8. I have no idea where I got it from, no idea who makes it. And quite frankly, it's not nearly as convenient as I thought it would be, but it works. Got my big gear wrench set. I didn't really have any place else for these because they're so big and bulky. They don't fit up in the top drawer unless I lay them out pretty much the same. And then I got a old Craftsman 1-inch. This is probably one of my most sentimental tools. It's a spark plug socket that honestly is not even that great, but My grandpa gave me this when I was a kid. I've just had it ever since, and don't ever plan on getting rid of it. These Husky tools are probably the second most sentimental tools I have, and I'll tell you why shortly. Moving on. Now, when I first got this box, I took a label maker and I labeled all the drawers. Since I rearranged these ones, I peeled the labels off, but let's see, worry about that. Next one, this is my socket drawer. Kobalt socket organizer rail, 1/4 inch metric, another 1/4 inch metric set, two 3/8 standard sets. One goes one way, one goes the other. Adapter, swivels, 3/8 swivel, 1/2 inch swivel. Let's try something here. Maybe that'll help a little bit. These, I really like these. These are probably my most used tools. Honestly, I don't even remember. Part of this is a set. Some of these are oddballs, like back in here. These are just, what's this? This is probably channel lock. Yeah, channel lock. Local supply store, hardware store has these. This one here is Duralast. Another old spark plug socket my grandpa gave me. 1/4 inch extension. Honestly, I really don't use 1/4 inch hardly at all, but 1/2 inch drive, deeps. So what I'm looking for now, I have some in this kit, but I really want to leave that kit alone because I don't have enough space for the entire kit anyway. And so that way, if I ever need to go somewhere or whatever, I've got all my tools right there. I've done a ton of stuff with those. 3/8, 24 millimeter, no name, who knows where it came from. 1/2 inch drive, metric, 1/2 inch drive, standard. I had a brain fart there for a moment. These, I believe, are impact rated. I'm pretty sure I bought these after I bought an impact gun, but they don't say impact on there anywhere. And honestly, these were in the bottom of my toolbox for a really long time. I think I took like one out and then never used any of the other ones. But since I organized and all that good stuff, we'll put these in the rotation and see how long they last. I just used that one quite a bit the other day. These are the tool marks things. You know, they wrap around there. I mean, they stick on there really well. I've used, you know, my metric set, for example. I use my metric a ton. They'll kind of peel up on the edge just a little bit, but they're really like, they don't come off. I mean, I'm sure if you grabbed a hold of them with something and tried to peel them off, they would peel, but you see I got like multiples in here. 14, 14, 15, 15, 16, 17, 18, probably two 19s there. What I want to get, 1/2 inch shorties. I want to set a 1/2 inch impact shorties, and I want to get some 6-point metrics in 3/8. I mean, I don't really have any problem with the 12 points, but, you know, I just feel like can't hurt to have them, right? 1/4 inch standard. I left this tray. Whoops. I left this tray in here. I used to have my stuff organized in several of these. Which one is this? 1/4 inch. 1/4 inch. For some reason, this one doesn't like fit. The hole is too small for these. But this is a complete set, so I don't know why. Some of them work, that one doesn't. But whatever. I obviously don't have enough room for this whole set, so I left it here because I didn't want to have part of the set on here and then part of the set loose. Oil filter sockets, and metric extractor sockets. These are just Harbor Freight Pittsburghs. unfortunately, but this is actually the only set that I've been able to find that is 8 to, what is this, 19, 8 to 19 complete set. Most of the sets I've seen are part metric, part standard. I don't like that. I really almost never work on anything that's SAE, standard. So I wanted the whole set, and for the money, I couldn't beat them. Alright, moving on down to screwdrivers. This is another drawer I organized with these magnet rails, or a magnet rail is a Harbor Freight. See, I've got all kinds of Allen keys, Torx keys, Allen's, standard and metric. Nut driver, Irwin. This is pretty nice. Sockets. You can actually pull this out, and there's several sets of sockets that switch out that are in there. Got all my little flatheads and just kind of go up by size. Moving on to Phillips, same deal, goes on by size. Torx, smallest to biggest, a couple of them up here. And this is probably my favorite go-to screwdriver. It's a Milwaukee, I use it all the time. A couple stubby flatheads, bit drivers with bits. Oh, and if you ever want to maintain a Honda, you will need one of these. Impact driver, impact screwdriver, whatever you want to call it. Those are for typically brake rotors. I think some of the drums might have threaded screws in there, but that's why I bought it. I had a Honda, couldn't figure out how to get the drums off, used every screwdriver I had, and then this was before the internet, really, so you couldn't just YouTube how to do stuff. But I ended up finding out about that tool, got it. It's been a lifesaver. Now this drawer here is a cluster. I've not organized it yet. This is my pliers drawer, but as you can see, I also have like spare wire, new wire, all kinds of stuff. Kobalt slip joints, some vice grips, some new stuff I've just gotten for Christmas. I don't even know where those came from. Kobalt, got my side cutters here, and more vice grips, needle nose, blah, blah, blah. These are probably one of my favorites. Green line, wire cutters, dikes, whatever you want to call them. They work really well anytime I'm doing electrical stuff around the house or even in the garage. Can't do it without those. Another drawer I haven't quite organized yet. Pipe wrenches, pry bars, BFH. I think it's an 8-pound blacksmith. Could be lighter. I don't think it says. It doesn't say. But it's probably at least 4 or 5 pounds. Rubber mallets, random wheel chalk. Never use. Impact drawer, or power tools, I guess. I've also got a multimeter down there, or not multimeter, what am I thinking of? It's just a test light. Nothing fancy. Connect it to your ground, find power. Handy little tool to have. Dremel. Ryobi, impact driver, impact gun, whatever it works. 1/2-inch impact, spare charger, drill. I almost never use that anymore. Driver bits, drill bits, impact driver bits. This is probably my favorite kit. I love it. Comes with pretty much everything you could need. Big old C-clamp, soldering iron. Now, in the future, I want a 3/8-inch Milwaukee stubby and a 1/2-inch. I don't know. I may not even need the 1/2-inch. I've heard really good things about the 3/8 stubby impact gun. The reason I have the reason I have Ryobis is I got like the drill and circular saw set for Christmas or Father's Day or something. And I like the fact that the 18-volt batteries are all interchangeable. And at the time, I wasn't working on cars at all, and so I just didn't really feel like I needed the bigger impacts. And so I just didn't feel like investing in the Milwaukees, especially when they first came out. They were really, really expensive. Now they're kind of more reasonably priced, especially for the value that they add because they are continuously improving. So in the future, I'll get some of those for sure. But for right now, that's what I have. Just flip it. Well, probably like way up in my face, but let me show you guys this set here. Husky mechanics set, universal joints. I've got, 1/4-inch deeps, 1/4-inch shallow, 3/8 deep, 3/8 shallow, 1/2-inch deep, 1/2-inch shallow, some standard gear wrenches, ratcheting wrenches, whatever you want to call them, extensions, screwdrivers, bits. Really, before I had all the other sockets and stuff, I had this set and just like a little socket set. And this was like my go-to. I would take this if a friend and I were working on a car or whatever, I'd take this and pretty much had everything I needed most of the time. My dad got me this for Christmas. Really, really nice set. My dad's really good at giving tools, getting Christmas gifts. So this set means a lot to me because I've fixed a lot of stuff, worked on a lot of stuff, bailed some friends out of trouble. It's bailed me out of trouble a time or two. So it's just really nice. I know a lot of people bash on Husky tools, but the only thing I don't like is the 3/8 ratchet. When you're using it, it like wants to lock up. But I know I can just take that back to Home Depot and get a new one. The only reason I haven't done that yet is because they will give you a replacement, but it's not guaranteed to fit in this set. So I took the ratchets out recently because I like these ratchets and got tired of going in and out of this kit. So I just threw them in the box. So now I'm kind of to the point where I've organized quite a bit. I've made some room, but I'm kind of at the drawer capacity for this toolbox. I mean, this is, cheap toolbox I've had for years and years. So, I need to get another box, plain and simple. And so when I do, I'll put this kit in there because I really don't go anywhere anymore and fix stuff. And, if I needed to, like if a friend called me and said, hey, will you help me do this, whatever, this has a handle. I can pull this out. I can pull out the whole socket thing, grab my ratchets, grab some screwdrivers, throw them in a bag, and be gone, and that'll handle most of what I do. I don't do engine swaps. I don't, I'm not taking the entire front ends apart on cars. I'm not dropping subframes and stuff like that. So, don't really, I guess I just don't feel like I really need to keep that kit mobile anymore. I've got way more tools than that, but like I've got a dedicated socket set that stays in my truck. I've got, I'll just show you actually right over here, buried under some stuff. Kobalt 47-piece Extreme Access Mechanics tool set. Lifetime warranty, metric and standard. This is an interesting kit. It's an interesting design. I do like that they are passed through. The ratchet goes on the outside of the socket. But I'm going to be quite honest with you guys. I just never use this. I've went to use it a couple times on a couple little things and thought, oh, this would be really great, but it's not really that great, I guess. I think it was another gift. So, I'm thankful for that. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to get rid of it. It's nice to have it. It doesn't take up a lot of space. But I probably wouldn't go out and buy it. If it, just my 2 cents, I suppose. But, somebody that might work really well for them. I don't know. But like I said, I've got more tools, but that's pretty much the bulk of it. I got stuff scattered here and there. I don't work on cars. You guys follow my channel, you know I detail window tint, but I you know, I fix my own stuff. You know, work on stuff for friends and family. But I don't claim to be a certified mechanic. I don't claim to be anything like that. So I really don't have any use for Snap-on, Matco, tool truck tools. Nobody's stopping here with the tool truck. So I do like having tools that if I need to get warrantied, which, like I said, I've only had one tool, and that was a breaker bar. And I'm gonna be real honest with you, that old breaker bar I had has definitely had a cheater pipe on it before. So I'm not surprised that it broke. Ironically, it didn't break with a cheater pipe. It broke just taking a lug nut off, but that was probably after it's been severely weakened by a cheater pipe. But yeah, that's the only tool I've ever broke. But it is nice, like the channel lock stuff. I can go right down the road. It's about 2-3 miles, get it warrantied out. The Husky stuff, it's, you know, 10-15 minute drive. I'm kind of interested in the new Harbor Freight Icon tools, but I just don't feel like they're that much cheaper than quote-unquote tool truck tools that they're trying to compete against. So I just don't feel like it makes sense to spend. I mean, I kind of feel like if you're going to get the Icons, you might as well just spend the extra money and get a better brand. But I know a lot of the tools are made by the same companies, so how much difference is there really? I don't really know. But that's what I got. So I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching.